Hey, welcome to So What's Even Happening, the podcast where creative entrepreneurship meets real-life self-care.
I'm Courtney, an artist and entrepreneur from LA.
And I'm Ziamara, a business owner and consultant from Oakland.
We're two Black women navigating the ups and downs of business building, fostering personal growth, and holding each other accountable.
Each week, we're sharing inspiring stories, facts, and some good laughs as we talk about creativity, self-care, and making it all work.
So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's figure out what's even happening together.
Welcome to So What's Even Happening. I'm Ziamara.
I am Courtney.
And we're each other's accountability partners. Welcome to our first episode of our podcast.
Can you believe it? It's amazing.
It's so amazing.
It is.
I guess we should kind of talk about how we even started this.
How
where
we
this
got
even
here.
happened. So Courtney and I are friends, but we weren't always friends. We share a best friend. Shout out to Dr. Aaron Flowers.
Who brought us together.
Unknowingly.
I know. He didn't know what he started.
I think do you think he regrets it?
I don't know. Maybe a teeny bit.
Maybe he's just a little jelly.
A little jelly.
Him and Brandon.
Maybe so.
Okay.
Maybe.
Anyway, more backstory on that. But we became friends because it was Aaron's birthday, and we did a glamping trip in Pescadero, California. And that's where I first met Courtney, who went to college with Aaron. And I knew Aaron for a long, long time, since 19 years old or something like that. But that's how we met, and we started following each other on Instagram, and she's an amazing artist. I thought that she was just major cool girl. Loki had like a girl crush, but I'm not a lesbian, so I don't know what that is. I just thought she was really cool. And so we exchanged like DMs and like hearts, likes, and comments and that kind of stuff for maybe like a little year and a half.
I
or
think
something
so.
like that.
Yeah.
And then what happened, Court?
Well, then we went glamping, right?
Well,
was this before? This is after that.
after.
Oh yeah. So after the glamping, with just social media, and then Zio reached out to me and was like, "Hey, do you want to like hop on a call and just like talk all things social media?" Like, that's how it started, right?
Yeah, because she did a 30-day blitz. Like every day she posted a reel for 30 days. And I was just admired that a lot, because I was just like, wait, this is something I'd love to do. Like, what were your learnings and that kind of stuff? So that was the spark of the call.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. That's how it's,
There you go.
So, and I feel like you just picked up on something like, okay, I want to figure this out too. Like, you saw something in what I was posting that was like, I feel something like we're both on the cusp of something big, great. Let's join forces in some way. Let's just at least connect, I think. And then you reached out. We're like, oh, do you want to hop on a Zoom call? I feel like it was nearly a year ago.
Nearly a year.
It
was November.
Sometime in November.
November this month, yes.
Yeah. A whole year ago. And look where we are now.
I know. Crazy.
Stop. I feel like that might happen a lot.
I know. So then we hopped on this call, right? Zoom call, is a Google, whatever. And we talked about how her journey in terms of in creating content and in her business, getting a little more background about her, because I didn't know that she had just started becoming an artist full time.
That's right.
And just about her background. And she mentioned that she was kind of in the personal development realm prior to becoming an artist. And I was like, I love personal development.
Yeah.
Like, what's up? What were we talking about? So we talked about different books that we read, and conferences, and talking about Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, and all this stuff. And in that call, I mentioned Mel Robbins' High Five Habit book.
Oh, yeah, the book.
And afterwards, because didn't you go to Cancun for Thanksgiving or something? Or
yes, we were in Cabo for Christmas.
Yeah, for Christmas.
Yes.
And you said that you read that book.
I brought it with me.
You brought it with it, and she messaged me, and she's like, "This is awesome. I really love this book. This is life-changing, da-da-da." And then I was like, well, Mel Robbins is having this make 2024 your best year yet.
Yep.
Workshop, and
it came out like right around that whole time.
The same time. And I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to do this with me? Like, we could like do it together or something like that. And so when we met and talked about it, actually, no, because before, when did I propose to you?
I feel like you were like, would you want to do this with me? I think we got on another call to like go through the workbook together. Like I think we both like printed it out or something.
Yeah.
We went through it together, filled it out together.
Filled it out, yeah.
Or maybe we took some time. We like gave each other like a week.
Yeah.
And then, this is how it started. So like we're gonna check back in a week, and I think that's how we started our weekly calls.
Right. And it was like, do you want to be my accountability partner?
Yeah.
And she's like, yes. And so I was like, okay, great. And so that call that we talked about, the best year yet, it turned into a 3-hour call. Like it was set it for an hour, just 3 hours.
Yeah.
And on this call, we have some boohoo moments, had some like very enlightening moments in terms of, and in alignment of where we both were in our lives.
I think so.
Especially as both creatives and as entrepreneurs, and especially in terms of personal development and how we care for ourselves. And that's how it kicked off. And so we just set a time, Mondays at 10, and every single week, like it's on the calendar.
Yeah.
And so all of 2024, we've been meeting every single week. And maybe some days it's like the next day or something like that, you know, schedules.
But every single week, like we have not missed a week.
Not a damn.
Yeah.
Not a damn week. And that's how it started. And it's just been a really great journey in learning about myself as a person, and also like and how I can show up for somebody else, and really creating that teamwork, especially with someone in a different space. Yeah, like I am not an artist. Like,
although you're a good artist.
Okay,
that's a topic for another
episode. And I think in that whole journey of us becoming accountability partners, we also realized it's kind of just an area that not a lot of people have. Sure, people have therapists, they have their partners, they have best friends. Some people have coaches and life coaches or career coaches or whatever it may be, but someone that you meet with and have these goals, and you really lean on each other for inspo and energy and motivation, but not like a mom who is like, did you do this? Did you do that? And da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Because we don't need any more nagging people in our
Right.
lives.
Right. And it's interesting too, because I feel like in the workbook that we first did, where we decided like, oh, do we want to do this together? I feel like that wasn't even a big part of the workbook. It was just like, I remember it being small at the bottom and saying like, oh, like maybe ask a friend or family member if they want to do it with you. And I feel like that's the part that really stuck out to us. It was just like doing it together. So it's been nice to just carve out space for someone in this lane, because there's life, you know, so many lanes, so many things, so many directions, but it's nice to have someone to share this space with, where we're working on ourselves, working on our everything, you know, health, wellness, personal development, all the things. So it's a unique partnership, I'd say.
Very unique and something that happened very organically.
Totally.
Like we didn't expect. And I think that the best things in my life have happened very organically.
On accident. Yeah.
On accident.
Right.
Coincidence of learning those words. But yeah, that's how we started.
Yeah. And look where we are now.
But we're sticking to the schedule.
No, we are. I feel like the timing of everything really just fell into place. Even the fact that we're recording this now, knowing a year ago, like where we were, we're just about to make 2024 our best year yet.
We were just figuring shit out.
Yeah, and now we're thinking 2025, 26, like just it's amazing.
We're here, but we're not here.
Yeah, right.
Very present.
Right.
So you're probably wondering who are we? Who the fuck are Courtney and
Who the hell are
Zio?
these girls?
Xiomara. I'll give you a little bit of background. She's gonna give a little background, and then we're gonna talk about how we support each other as creative entrepreneurs. So I I design and partner with artisans in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to craft handmade leather bags, accessories, and home decor. My brand name is Unoeth, Uno meaning one and Eth for Ethiopia. And it's a father-daughter brand that we started in February 2015. So we'll be celebrating 10 years in business, which is crazy.
Amazing.
It's amazing and crazy, like, to even think about that. We partner with artisans, like I said, in Addis Ababa and also Malawi. And our business started on accident. I never thought that I would start a handmade leather bag brand at all. It was really working corporate, and thought that I would climb the corporate ladder and, just working, and then stay there until I retired. No, that's not the path that I had. In my mind, I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and since I was a kid, and my mom's an entrepreneur, my grandma was an entrepreneur, like it's just in my family and my blood. And I think for me, I always loved marrying the creative side and the analytical side of my brain. So say I never thought I'd even be a designer, but I feel like I'm more of a concepter, but that's just my imposter syndrome kind of coming in and saying, no, that's not who I am, which is crazy. So yeah, I've been doing that. And what I love most about my brand and just in business is collaborating with others and just creating things that didn't exist before. And especially in creating opportunity with artisans in my dad's home country in Addis Ababa, it gave me more purpose that there's more to this than just selling bags and making money. It's more about really creating that impact that didn't even exist before. So that's me. And Courtney, you want to talk about your amazing self?
Yes. So I am an artist. I'm a fine artist. I have been a full-time artist for the past 2 years now. So when we met or first connected and things kicked off, that was my first year being a full-time artist. So I guess rewind a little bit, the year before that is when I got let go from my job in personal development. And to be honest, it was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. I think that it really just put me in a position to own myself as an artist. Even just saying I'm an artist for the longest time was uncomfortable for me, but now it's just I'm an artist. This is what I do. I specialize in I guess where I'm at right now is figurative painting, and it's an interesting field. It's a lot of ups and downs and uncertainty, tons of imposter syndrome. That's definitely a real thing to this day. But I know that it's my purpose. I know that this is my best, and I guess the easiest way for me to communicate is through art. So. I think there's not much more to it. It's just, I definitely live that artist life, introvert,
Crazy.
I'm on D&D constantly.
I don't know how I get through to her. Mind you, she lives in LA. I live in Oakland. We don't even live in the same city.
Yeah. We make it work though.
We make it work.
We really do.
Yeah.
I'm working full time as an artist now. I do tons of shows, I show my artwork and, trying to master the social media game like everybody else in the world. So it's great and it's fun. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's really important. I feel like that's a big thing that connected us, and just in terms of making sure that we are enjoying our lives while we're going after what we want. So it's been an interesting year.
Right. In the best of ways.
In the best, yeah, mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I think what we really kind of established in how we wanted to support each other as accountability partners is that understanding what our needs were and understanding where we were going in terms of our goals and how we are going to get there through smart plans. And everyone operates differently, and expressing those kinds of needs is really important. So say for me, every week we always end with okay, what's what are we doing this week? Like, what are your action plans? Like, how can I support you? And in that usually entails for me, I'm like, I need you to remind me to like be on my shit about social media. Like I need like little nudges here and there. And or like say she had a really big show and she was preparing for and getting all of her like equipment and like materials needed. I checked in and say, hey, did you get X, Y, and Z done? Blah, 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 and that kind of stuff. So whatever that kind of like entails for each person, I think that is how we really became there for one another.
Yeah.
And also just creating that space to listen and to just be able to have that freedom of space just to like vent and but also to like talk highly about yourself because sometimes like even with our own friendships or family, if we're to talk highly about ourselves, people look at us crazy. Yeah. Like we're some stuck up bitches, totally into ourselves.
Only children, by the way. Yeah.
Yes, we are. We do share that commonality, which is I think is a very select few. Like there's not a lot of only children out there, I don't think. Well, maybe nowadays because people are having less and less children, but that's another topic. But, but you know, to have that space where you're like, yes, I am that bitch, and like have your accountability bars like, yes, you fucking are. Yeah. You know, and that is a rare safe space that I feel like people want to share more about misery and like hardship than to really like clap the fuck up out of each other and out of our wins. Like I'm more excited than she is about her own shit sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. The level of support, and I think especially for me, coming off of a year of going full time with my art and not knowing what I was doing. It was scary, it was exciting, but I felt like I was flailing. It was great just to experience different things, but inserting an accountability partner into my life really helps kind of gets your mind on track and helps you listen, helps you kind of just be more aware of your surroundings by listening to someone else, by listening to someone else's experience. You're able to kind of apply that to yourself too. And it really just kind of, just personally, it really just kind of focused me a little bit. That's really what I needed to make my 2024 my best year yet. So
shout out to Mel Robbins.
Yeah, that's our girl. Like
that's my favorite white lady. I'll say that. But
yeah, she really just, I don't know, I feel like just the realness and just the relatability just spoke to us just at the right time.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Audiobook, podcast, books, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're probably wondering why we started a podcast. I never thought I'd be a podcaster in my life.
Neither did I. I had no clue I'd be here. Doing a podcast? Like what?
In my living room?
Right.
No.
What?
Not at all.
Yet.
But here we are because we casually started sharing that her and I were accountability partners on our stories. Yeah. And because we would share like maybe like us on our like Zoom meeting or whatever it was, and people would message us and say, I want an accountability partner. How do I get one? I love that you have an accountability partner. People would even know like what I'm doing Monday at 10 a.m. Yeah. They won't call me because they know that I'm like, on the phone she's busy. With Courtney.
Right.
And I think that it was really sweet. It was really nice to hear that feedback, you know? And I think for me, it showed that people, they want that kind of same community and safe space and someone to encourage them to keep going on in their journey to pursue their dreams and their goals and whatever it may be. So I think that Courtney and I found this way to kind of share that with the world and also to create hope and like foster that kind of community with other creative entrepreneurs that are in the same space. Yeah. Obviously we're in different spaces, but like, you know, we have one mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too, well, number one, it's really the safe space. I feel like I personally feel so lucky to have an accountability partner. An AP, maybe we'll start.
AP.
Yeah,
It's long.
it's a lot.
We stumble all the time.
That's why this podcast doesn't have the name accountability in it.
It does not.
Right, for that reason.
In the beginning, you guys, we tried to how do we make this, keep it accountable? We thought of so many ways. Like we just kept stumbling over
this word.
And then we were like, so what's even happening?
Right.
And that was it.
That's what, I love that though. But it's really the safe space because I feel like people around our age, just in our fields, are in this state of transition, almost limbo even, trying to figure out what they want, what they don't want, what they want to be doing, who they are. And I feel like this partnership really came at the right time because we were both just ready for okay, what's next? Like, let's go big. Like, let's do this. Mm-hmm. And it was unexpected to get the feedback of people being like, oh, like, how do I find an accountability partner? Like, where can I get one? And and I'm like, oh, like, well, I have one. Like, it's, like,
right.
So, but it's nice. I think that we realize like how much we need to just kind of share this experience and just let people know how we show up for each other, what you can do to possibly find one, to just really just lock in on someone that can be that safe space for you.
Right. And no, I'm not taking any, no one else can fill my schedule with another accountability, anything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're all accountability up. Yeah.
Right.
But still, like we're hoping to just foster this sense of community, just almost letting people know that like we all go through it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you need to just let it out, to vent, to have someone to listen, someone to cheer you on, to kind of just be that support system that you need while you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
because it's so uncertain. You never life. This year's been crazy in a lot of different ways. Good ways, highs, lows. We've gone through it all.
Right.
But this safe space, I think, has really kind of helped keep us in the mode of.
But it's also just on the level of consistency.
Yeah.
If something that like a lot of people haven't been, what they struggle with is consistency.
Yeah.
And when you have someone who's like waiting for you at this certain time, expecting to do this, like you don't want to let that person down.
Yeah.
And you don't want to let yourself down because when you do that, like then you're kind of like, you're not moving forward, right? Yeah. And I think that just kind of also kept me going in this transition of my life, and also just to make sure we're on track.
Yeah.
Because if you have someone else who's checking up on the stuff you're supposed to be doing, like what?
Right, totally.
Like, damn, I can't tell Courtney that I didn't like do X, Y, and Z.
And I think that like the consistent, because I think in Mel Robbins, like make 2024 your best year yet. There was like something where you have to pick like a word to define like where you, what you want to be focusing on or something. Yeah. And I remember consistency was like a big keyword for us.
Yeah.
For, at least when those first few months when we first started, it's like the least we can do is be consistent and show up for each other at the very least every Monday at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
Yeah.
But here we are with the whole podcast. Like, wait, we bought fucking mics. Like, my whole living room looks like a set.
It's real.
Okay.
Here we go.
Doing it scared.
Here.
And also, I think the core of it all is like fun.
I think that's really the foundation of it.
Yeah.
And also, we're just funny. We know this. You'll learn. You'll see.
I hope so. Are we just funny to ourselves?
Maybe so. Oh my God.
These bitches really think they're funny.
Right. Look at them.
We are.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, we hope that you enjoy our journey. We have a bunch of fun-filled episodes, but also like they're enlightening. And I think that they're very relatable. So I hope you guys follow along on our journey and learn more about us. And also, Thanks for tuning in to So What's Even Happening. We hope you got a little inspiration and maybe a laugh or two.
If you love this episode, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. It really helps us grow. You can find us on YouTube and all your favorite podcast platforms.
And follow us on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at So What's Even Happening for more behind-the-scenes fun, tips, and updates.
Until next time, take care of yourself and keep making moves toward your dreams.
And remember, we're rooting for you, always.